Hello there, everybody.
Hi, it's CelloVoci here.
Howdy.
I'm James.
I'm Effie.
I'm Brandon.
And we are coming live to you from Santa Fe, New Mexico, where we're playing a couple shows this week.
Yes, and I'm pretending that it's cold because I never get to wear this kind of clothing.
And it's often snowing when we're here this time of year, but not this year.
No,
it's
really
it's
beautiful.
delightful.
It's a
outside.
La Nina year. I think that's what does that. It's
Oh.
a dry and warm on
See,
this side of the country.
See, La Nina.
Wow.
So we are here to talk about everything Teatro Vallarta, which is happening on December 29th in our beautiful city, Puerto Vallarta.
Yay!
And we have a very special guest with us this afternoon.
This
We'd like
show.
to introduce.
We would love to introduce the incomparable Sutton Lee Seymour.
Scrubbing her bras.
Hi.
Hi. Did we catch you at a bad time?
No, I'm so prepared. I'm ready and willing, and just don't pay attention to the dirty drag you just saw.
Oh no, we know you're a dedicated queen. You always go to the dressing room at least 3 hours before your show to put your things on. You do your live streams.
Yes.
So I'm not surprised you're scrubbing your bras right now.
Yeah.
Listen, if you don't scrub your bras, then you are not doing drag.
I'll keep that in mind.
So you're in Puerto Vallarta right now, right?
I am in Puerto Vallarta. I've been down here for about 3 weeks now, and it's a very, very humid Christmas season here. It's nice.
Is it really?
It's
man.
yeah, it's humid. It's humid, girl.
Good. I'm looking forward to some warm, wonderful weather. We're only in town
Yeah.
for a week, so maybe I'm selfish and just want the heat and the humidity, and I want to sweat and feel,
Summery.
yeah.
You
Moist.
say that.
I don't know.
You say that, and then by the fifth time, like, it's really nice out, guys.
I'm sure it'll get annoying after a couple of days. It's true.
Definitely. Well, at least you can just wear your bathing suit around everywhere. That's the good thing. I just put on a bathing suit every day.
I could wear a bathing suit. Give me 2 minutes.
Yeah. Where's the bikini top? Come on, bring it out.
Well, thank you for calling me a bikini top. I appreciate that.
First and only time.
Oh my gosh, how are your shows going?
Very good. Last night we did show number 6, and it's going great. Audiences are, the whole point is just to like laugh and have a good time with people, and just elevate your existence and feel present and have a good time.
And then you're at the prom again this year. And which nights are your shows?
I perform Tuesday nights at 7 p.m. and Friday nights at 9 p.m. with my show called Super Ma'am. Because
Super Ma'am, I see what you did there.
see what I did there? Yes.
Wow,
It's
cute.
a play on words. So.
Super.
Yeah.
I love it. Well, we understand that some of our audience members might not know you. We don't have a lot of crossover as a classical act versus a drag act, but there's probably more than we think, really, because you're kind of like I always call you like a family-friendly sort of drag show. You're like the Julie Andrews of drag, in my opinion.
Oh, that's
You're so
nice to
wholesome.
hear. I mean, it can be family friendly. I always tell people, I will toe the line, but I won't fist it. You know what I'm saying? So,
That's fair.
so it's because I want the experience to be. This is what I tell people. It's like I want to make fun with you. I don't want to make fun of you. There's a lot of preconceived notions about what drag is and how people think it's going to be, and it's all true. But but it's because there's no right or wrong way to do it. So my approach will be very different to say Misconception's approach or Hedda Lettuce's approach. But that's why I always say, go see all the queens, because we all have a different approach to comedy and musicality. So.
You are an old live singer with incredible vocal talent, and that's one of the reasons that we wanted to have you come to MC, host our show at Teatro on December the 29th, and also be a nice bit of difference and some fun to our very formal and sad Adele loving selves.
But like that's what makes it variety, though. I think having a little sass and a little comedy. It for me, it makes what you all do more makes me appreciate the emotions more, you know. But don't sell yourself short. I've been to all of your shows. You are all good time people, you know. You do slay a ballad. I have cried many times listening to your songs, but at the same time, there is so much joy and a lot of lightheartedness at all of your performances. So don't sell yourself short. It's not all heavy.
Yeah.
It's not. You're right.
Well,
We
thank
try.
you.
Yeah, thank you.
For those of you who are just tuning in and may not know about our show coming up, it is at Teatro Vallarta on December 29th, and we have 9-piece orchestra with us, James? How many people?
There are 12 performers altogether,
Wow.
and
So-
we have 4 of them, so 8.
Eight
yeah.
piece, thank you. We have a string quartet
math.
coming from Guadalajara, which is going to be fantastic. Some really top-notch string
Yeah,
players.
Super
We
excited.
have bass, drums, and guitar.
All from the Puerto Vallarta greater area, I would say. Call them locals, but
Yes, and we have Mark Hartman, our special musical director,
Woo!
who's a wonderful cabaret star in New York City.
Super genius.
And then we want to talk about our sponsors and let them know who is helping us underwrite this wonderful event.
yes, this whole show is possible because of the help of some local businesses that we're very grateful to have them around, like Licks Ice Cream.
delicious. We have Garden Let's Pho.
We have Thrive Med Spa and Pepe and Charlie Private Chefs.
Yeah.
We're super excited. It's going to be an event for the whole community to come in. It's going to be part holiday concert and part New Year's Eve kickoff.
Yeah.
We're looking forward to it, and we really just wanted to take this opportunity to get to know Sutton. So, Sutton, you identify as male, is that correct?
Yes, and in real life, I identify as he, him, and it's funny in drag. I'm not very particular. Even when people call me Prescott when I'm dressed as Sutton, because it is my name. But I have been referred to as she and they, and it all applies to me, you know, which is fine.
So we have a series of very serious questions we would love to answer or have you answer. Would you mind kicking us off, James?
Yeah,
Take it
actually,
away.
a couple of my questions are about how you got into drag, and I wanted to know if you can remember the very first time you did drag, and was it a total shit show, or were you always the kind of very well put together queen that we see today?
The answer is yes. You know, so the first time, the very first time I ever performed in drag, I was in 4th grade, and I dressed up as the witch in Into the Woods, and I performed the witch's rap from Into the Woods. You know, greens, nothing but greens, parsley, peppers, and so on, and. But it was so funny because nobody blinked at the fact that I was a boy. It was witch drag, so it was, you know, not scary or anything like that. But it was. I think people were more wowed by the fact that I could, you know, it was Stephen Sondheim, but it was still rap. So that was the first time I ever performed in drag. But the first time performing as Sutton Lee Seymour, it was around Pride. June of 2013, and at that time I was an unemployed actor. I was out of a long-term relationship, and I was feeling very, very blue. And another drag friend of mine, her name is Paige Turner, every year at that time she would produce a drag first-timer show. And, you know, I joked around, I was like, oh, I thought of a great drag name. It's Sutton Lee Seymour. And she goes, you should do the Virgin show. You should do the First Timer show. And I was like, well, okay. And it was supposed to be a one-time thing. And I remember I made this whole medley of like Judy Garland and Liza Minnelli and Patti LuPone, this weird hodgepodge Broadway medley. And the second I stepped on the stage, it was like, oh, this is home. This is right. And it was a one-time thing that became a full-time career. And here we are, almost 13 years later.
Wow.
Is that what's really kept you there this whole time? That love for being on stage and...
Yeah, I mean, do you know, it's yes, I mean, it's so addicting. You know, like if you do something on stage and an audience responds positively to it, you just want to do it again and again and again. And for me specifically, doing drag was it opened so many doors of yeses after a theater career of just so many no's. And so once people started saying, yes, you are hired for this gig, yes, come do this show, I was like, okay, well, I guess I will wear heels and a wig and I will sing some funny songs. If it gets me a gig, I'm happy to do it. And then diving into the artistry of it. So it was kind of reverse. Like, so many people start with like the look, and I was like, okay, I'll put on this Liza wig, and oh, is this a glittery dress? Padding is what? What is padding? How do I do that? But I found a community that helped me and taught me, and here we are.
I love that answer. In a lot of ways, I think James and I, Neffy, can relate because we're all classically trained musicians, and we did plenty of auditions, and we had our moments with opera companies and symphonic music, but there's not always one way through the door. You can get through the door in other ways, and you created a whole different persona to do that, and we created this classical crossover thing in order to still play our classical music, but in a different way.
Yeah.
And I appreciate that.
Yeah.
100%. See, it goes to show drag is no different than any other art form. It's true.
No, for sure. I agree.
I think you guys are some of the most hardworking people in the business, but other than that, I'll agree with you.
No.
I think the hard work is equally matched. I think, because I certainly can't. I can spread my legs, but I can't put a cello between it and play like you can.
As far as you know, when's the last time you tried?
You know what? You're right, Effie. I guess I'll try. Excuse me. Let me go get my cello.
Yeah, go get your cello. Yeah. Okay. Kind of segues from James's question, but I think I kind of got a little bit of an answer too. As you progressed through your career, you clearly had your family of people who were able to help you progress, but did you find that you were more inspired by other drag queens or the musical side of things because you grew up as a theater kid? So were you more antsy to like become these amazing women because of the music or because of the drag aspect? Like, what were you more inspired by?
Two things, and I'll try to be brief. Of course, theater, right now the look for my show is like Ann Miller in a Superman outfit, so it's always got that 100% has that Broadway root to it. But also I remember seeing queens like Coco Peru, and she did a movie called Trick, and it's a 5-minute scene and she's just monologuing. And I just remember being just riveted and inspired and just like that. I want to do that. So how can I monologue and then sing a show tune? And when I started, every queen, not every queen, but many queens said, don't do musical theater. Don't be the musical theater drag queen. You will never work. I'm the kind of person that says, if you say don't do it, I'm gonna do it.
Right.
So, and it served me well because musical theater, especially musical theater songs, it tells a story. Look at the music of Jason Robert Brown, where every song has a beginning, middle, and end, and that's true for a lot of pop songs. But those songs live in the feeling, whereas musical theater songs are trying to tell a story. That's what that's what I am inspired by and gravitate towards.
Yeah,
I love that.
Great storytelling.
Yeah,
for sure.
So this is a more serious question. In today's anti-trans climate, especially in the United States, do you feel any more animosity when you're out there and you're less safe? I know that you often ride the subway. I often see you post photos of you on the subway on your way to work, to various performances you have in New York City. How does that feel these days?
I feel very lucky because I have surrounded myself in LGBTQ communities like Puerto Vallarta, Provincetown, New York City, and yeah, I don't feel unsafe in New York City. I do carry the pepper spray with me just in case, if anyone's curious about that. But I also feel like it's important to live unapologetically. And if that means, I'm in full drag, I'm going to work, let me take a selfie and show, like, I'm just trying to show the world there's so much negativity in the world and so much confusion about what I do, what trans people are. Like, if you just say, hey, I ride the subway just like you do. I have to go to work just like you do, and that those rules apply to cisgendered people and to transgendered people. And because at the end of the day, we are all human beings trying to exist in this weird and cruel world. So live unapologetically and keep breathing.
I think that often the media likes to focus on the negative and the dramatic, and that I think it's a lot of people are just living their lives daily without too much of that.
There's if you Google it, I have to remember what this meme and photo was, but a photo of a friend of mine. I think she's no longer doing drag anymore, but her drag name was Gilda Wabbit, and she was an opera singing drag queen, and she was in drag going to work, and she was on the subway sitting next to a woman dressed in forgive me, in her hijab, I think it's called, and someone took a photo of it and said, "This is the future liberals want," and everybody, and I think. Right? But the response to it was like, yeah, that's awesome. People are different. People should be able to just live freely without them being persecuted or photographed against their permission, because it's other people making a big deal of us just trying to exist, no matter who you are.
Them at all. It's
right.
So ridiculous.
Right. So it's as shocking as that might be to hear, at the same time, you just have to continue living and like I said, living unapologetically. So that's how I try to live. I don't have a problem with me, so why should you?
Right. Okay, I love that.
On a slightly lighter note, I wondered, and I'm not sure what your feelings in general are of RuPaul's Drag Race, but maybe even setting your feelings aside, if you happen to go on the show, how do you think you would fare?
Well, I have not auditioned in a number of years, but I think I've always said I would be either the first person eliminated or I would be the villain.
I would love to see you as a villain.
Yeah, because like I'm a genuine person, and please note that I said genuine, not necessarily nice.
Can you?
Do I sew? I can sew a button. I can like fix a zipper, but like, but I don't. I haven't constructed my own costumes. And that's where I would falter. I know that. I think that's kind of in the back of my head. Like, well, if I did get on the show, that would be the one that got me out. And I have tried learning. Some people are really good with their hands, and I am really good with my mouth. So.
I've read the reviews.
On TripAdvisor, great.
To kind of go into like your shows and how you weave your stories, and it's just really, really fun to watch, because I never know what's going to come next. I never know what song you're going to parody, and the things that you've been able to write and seam together. You have some really beautiful and funny medleys, very witty music that you put together. Is there anything that you've been too scared or a little apprehensive to parody in your career? Is there anything that you are like tiptoeing the line a little bit?
It's the if something scares me, I do gravitate towards things that scare me. So in this show I'm doing in Puerto Vallarta right now I have a Mariah Carey parody in it, and I've never done a Mariah Carey song.
Wow.
And it's not because of like the material, but it's Mariah Carey, and
right.
these I've never done a Whitney Houston parody, but like that's something I want to tackle. And it's not because it scares me. It's because their vocals, I mean, I'm not going to sing like Mariah. I'm not going to sing like Celine or Whitney. I'm not an impersonator like that, but I will take other people's material and say, okay, how can I take this known song and apply it to the story that I want to tell, or how does it apply to what I want to do? It goes back to storytelling, And so the Mariah Carey parody in this show, Superman, works perfectly because, I mean, it's Hero. Let's be real. It's Hero because it's a superhero. So it's like, well, that makes sense. So obviously I'm going to have to alter the key, but it's still, even though it's in my key, the runs and it's like, well, I hope people aren't disappointed. And that's what scares me because I'm not a riffer. I can't, Effie, I will never be able to sing like you, even as much as I want to pretend like I do. You know?
Me three.
I have like 2 riffs that I dedicate my time to, and then the rest I can't. I don't bother.
Oh, come on. She's got a few more tricks up her sleeve than that. We know.
Oh man, barely. But thank you. Yeah, no, I think it's just it's a wonderful testament to your character and your creativity and your artistry that you take these not only great songs but iconic artists and iconic songs and that you tackle them like that. It's really, really inspiring. So I'm
thanks. I want it's more of like, okay, I mean, if I could do an entirely musical theater parody show, I would, and I have, but you still want people to hear songs like, oh, I don't know that song from Michael John LaCusa's Wild Party, but I like that Mariah Carey song, you know. So you try to make it accessible.
I'm just noticing we got a question from one of our audience members who's tuned in, and it's funny because it's actually very similar to the question I was just about to ask you. So why don't we take the question from the audience? It says, Sutton, who inspired you the most, or who has inspired you? Just curious. My son has been doing drag shows lately and loves it.
Well, congratulations to your son. I want to know their drag name. The first person, I mean, so many people inspire me. The first person, I mentioned Coco Peru before, but I also want to give a shout out to Varla Jean Merman, who, to me, in terms of putting together a drag cabaret that is like, it's more than a cabaret. It's comedy, it's prop, it's pop, it's musical theater, it's like a little bit of Gallagher because there's prop comedy, parody. It's just, to me, that's the standard. So Varla Jean Merman, my laundry's done. Yeah, Varla Jean Merman. If you're not familiar with Varla Jean Merman, I highly recommend you give her a Google, search for her on YouTube, and also like, she set the standard, but back in the 90s when her voice was like, this was a man who could sing soprano operatically. This is a person who was on Broadway playing Mary Sunshine in Chicago, and like full illusion. It's mind-boggling.
It's totally mind-boggling. What else is mind-boggling is sharing a dressing room with her, because she's 6'3" and like 900 pounds of muscle. And all of her costumes are
the shoulder pads.
You should see the padding for her. Oh my lord!
And then you see this big, muscly bear of a man, and then she's like, "Oh, hello, darling. How are you? It's so good to be." Oh my God.
I had no idea that she looked like this outside of drag.
Oh,
like, at all.
Oh, yeah,
Wow.
He's a muscle queen, and he makes himself look so elegant when he's on stage as Varla. It's
so
pretty brilliant.
Wow.
So, Varla Jean Merman, 10 out of 10. Would recommend. Would come again.
Hey.
James, I think you're up next.
I've actually also mine.
Great.
Okay. Well, I guess just keep going back to your shows, because I've seen a lot of them now, and lucky to say that I have been able to catch as many as I have. I think one of my favorite characteristics about you in and outside of drag is your quick-witted humor. And I just really appreciate the comedy aspect, because it's not, you don't dumb yourself down for your shows or your audiences. You are, it's very smart humor, which I really, really appreciate. So do you have any advice for other people who would like to integrate more comedy into their shows?
You have to turn off that voice in your head that we all have that just tells you, don't do this, don't do that. And it's going back to that improv 101 rule of just saying yes and. And if there's an improv class out there, and if you're curious to take it, I know there's like a reputation about improv classes, but take it, because it doesn't just teach you about comedy, but such a different approach to life, because life is so much more engaging when you say yes to something. You have to pay attention to what the universe clues you into. So yeah, but back to the show part of it is literally just looking at the audience you're dealing with, feeling their energy, and working with what they give you, and just saying yes to it. And then, but also knowing if someone is not feeling it. I never want to pick, when I say pick on someone, but I never want to like engage with someone who has got their guard up, because that's not going to be fun for me. It's not going to be fun for them. It's not going to be fun for the audience. So you just, oh, okay, you're resisting me. You know what? Have another cocktail. Let's move on. How are you? What's your name? You know, you want to find the people that will play with you. And then it becomes not so much about my quick wit, but it becomes more about, you know, they're stepping out of their comfort zone, and look how fun this is with this man who is in an elaborate wig and a giant bra. You know, it just makes it more fun, because it makes it humanizes the tomfoolery.
I love that.
Yeah.
All right, so I have another question for you. This is about Puerto Vallarta. First of all, how many seasons, how long have you been coming to Puerto Vallarta to play?
This is my 11th season. Can you believe that?
It was right around the same time as us. Okay,
Yeah.
11. Wow. And you started at Act 2, is that correct?
Yes, I was at Act 2 for a number of years at the Red Room, and then there's an opportunity to, you know, move over to the Palm, and I've been at the Palm this is my 7th year with the Palm right now.
Wow.
That's been you since, okay. So James and I have been in Puerto Vallarta. This is our 10th season we'll be celebrating this year. And Effie lives there full time. This is her 6th.
I'm coming up on 6 years. Wow.
Yeah, so it's obviously a beloved city for all of us. And we've seen so many things change over the years. You know, physically, of course, with like the building of condos over and over again. I'm just curious to know from you, as someone who loves PV as much as the three of us, what's one thing in PV you hope never changes?
Oh, oh golly. Just there's such, it's so easy to connect with people here. There is a really beautiful energy here that I hope never goes away. I market a lot of my shows by walking on the beach and handing out flyers and literally just saying, "Hi guys, can I give you a flyer to my show?" And 9 times out of 10 they'll say, "Oh, what show?" I have made friendships by just doing that. So it's become less about marketing the show and more about just having a conversation with people. Because where I live outside of PV in New York, people are they've got their tunnel vision goggles on, they got to go to work, they got to go do this, they've got an errand to run. And if you run into someone, it's like, oh, hey, okay, got to go. But here, it's nice to like let your shoulders relax, let your hair down figuratively. And just say hi. And maybe you make a vacation friend, maybe it's a vacation boyfriend, maybe it's just, okay, well, this is the fling for the night. But like I have made lifelong friends in PV that as an adult, it's so hard to make friends as an adult, but not in PV. So
yeah, I wish that people check their attitudes at immigration when they come in.
100%.
So accessible. Even like the bitches in New York City and LA who you see when they come to PV, everyone's nice. Yeah. It's just a thing. It's the energy there.
Yeah,
right.
It sounds so nebulous to say that, but it's just got a great vibe.
It's there. So true.
It is. It's true. It's true. And I think that comes back to the attitude of the locals, the Mexican heritage, the Mexican culture is so embracing and loving, and it's all about community. And I think that's where it stems from. And so I think it's important to mention that, the Mexican community and culture here it's vibrant, it's beautiful, it's accepting, it's loving. And the energy that you bring with you is the energy you will receive back.
Very true.
So I hope that never changes in PV.
That's actually very well articulated, I think. The energy you bring with you is what you get back.
Yes, It is so true. Well, we are almost out of time here, but we just wanted to recap one more time for those of you who are just tuning in. Please come and see us Night Divine on December 29th. It's a Monday night at Teatro Vallarta.
7 p.m.
7 p.m. Is that right? No, 8 p.m.
8 p.m. Yeah, doors open at 7 there, and there's bars and stuff. So come early and have a drink.
The
or
more
two
you
or
drink,
three.
the better we'll sound.
Yeah.
The more blended my makeup will look.
Yes,
Right.
mine too.
You can grab tickets at Vallarta.com. We are doing several collaborations with Miss Sutton Lee Seymour herself. James, if you as the de facto musical arranger of the show, can you tell me just a couple of the pieces that you're looking forward to performing most?
Oh, I don't want to give anything away, but
No, we can give a couple things away.
what
It's
am I
okay.
looking forward to? I'm looking forward to our show, a second half opener, Home, because we all feel like Puerto Vallarta is part of our home. So I feel already slightly emotional about that, and I just know it's going to have a good vibe. Yeah, we're going to do a lot of Christmassy things, and I love a lot of the stuff that we do, like Oh Holy Night. The two of you sing the shit out of that, if I can be so French. And yeah, I just know it's going to be a lot of fun. The strings and the band that we've got, it's going to be. I'm looking forward to all of it, actually.
Can I ask, what version of Home are you doing? Because when you said Home, my immediate mind just goes to, oh, well, The Wiz. But I know there's...
Oh, I wish, which I love that song so much. We're doing Home by Philip Phillips. It was an Olympics, a theme to the Olympics. I don't know which year.
I don't know.
Settle down, it'll all be clear. That one.
We got a preview.
So we try to design the show. So the first half is, very buttoned up, Christmassy, and then you're going to come in and interject comedy and make us look funny. And then the second half is going to be like party music. We're going to usher in good energy for 2026, and we hope that the whole community will come together and celebrate that.
It's going to be fun. It's going to be great. Yeah.
Thank you so much for
thank you.
sharing your time with us and sharing your personal history with us. It's been really great to get to know you a little bit better on that
Can't
level.
wait to see you when we get home.
In person. I just want to reach through the screen and give you all a hug. It's going to be so fun.
Big sweaty PV hug.
Yes, and if you guys are tuning in and you know anyone who might be in Puerto Vallarta the week that we're performing, please let them know about the show. Feel free to share this link on your Facebook page so this link grows to wider and far reaches.
Yeah.
We would love to see you there on the 29th. We love you guys.
Yes,
Yeah,
word of mouth. Word of mouth helps so much.
Word of mouth is
So
king
much.
in Vallarta. It's very true. So help us out if you can. But we're excited to see you regardless. Mwah.
Thank you for
Thanks,
taking the time.
everybody.
We love you guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.